Hi. If you find this content useful, please support my channel on Patreon. Become a member of the family and get yourself the offered rewards. You find the link in the description. Today, I want to create the acid hits for my little song part like this. Acid hits are very good for on one side setting some highlights, but on the other side for loosening the already present harmonic and rhythmic relationship of the existing parts. Because of their nature, they really bite their ways through the mix. That's nothing what is useful in every situation. I don't want to let the main elements of my song fight against them. So I take care where to place them exactly. Before I can place something, I need a suitable sound first. There are many different ways to create acid hits. I go with a simple citrus instance here and load the default preset that we can all start from the same settings. I use a detuned saw wave as source and route it through filter 1. To thicken the sound even more, I activate a second saw wave 1 octave higher, which I mix in more or less halfway. I use the bandpass filter here, resonance about 60%. And set the cutoff to a point where I want the filtering after all modulation is finished. In this case, it's at 44%. I want to pronounce the attack of the sound a bit with the volume envelope and do roughly the same for the filter. The attack level of the modulation is too high for my taste. That's it already for the sound design in the synth itself. Everything else happens in the mixer. I need some distortion, of course. And the aggro preset from Destructor is a good starting point. I don't like the fast distortion in this example and go with a Harmor Classic. All settings here do not follow any rules. Just play with them a bit and set what you like best. No rules, no limits. The same goes for delay and reverb. Just do what you like. I like mine quite wet. There's too much low end though. The interesting parts happen more in the mid-range. No problem to filter out the first two harmonics. This has already a nice bite. Now a compressor. This compression has only one job to do. I know that I don't want a continuous playing line, but single hits. Because of that, I want to have the delay and reverb tail being more noticeable. Increasing the wet levels of the effect would be one way, but this would push the sound even more in the background, what I don't want. Using a compressor to duck a bit the main sound, which is the loudest part, gives me the ability to raise the level of the tail without changing the sound of the main part. The whole sound is of course a bit loud. After having the sound I want, it's time to make my mind up where these acid hits shall happen. I put the pattern clip here. The main element of this song part are my vocals, and I don't want to let them fight against the acids. I search for gaps in the vocals, and the first big gap is here exactly where I placed my pattern clip. Let's put in some notes. Some notes is okay, but which? By looking at the bass part, I can remember that the last note of this first clip was a D, and the first note of the next one an A. Okay, let's try again. D, one octave up, perhaps again an octave up, and this a bit longer, and perhaps down again. Afterwards, I need an A. Please remember that the next bar in my song starts at beat 3 in my clip because of the way I placed it. What about the note slide? But the slide would have to go here. There is the other note already. Let's try with setting this note an octave down. Okay, I like that.
Uncovering, lost and wandering, falling through the clouds, but there.
Sounds good. Let's have a look where I find again some gaps in the vocals. Perfect. Every 16 bars there is the same situation I can use without using the sound too often. But what about putting some hits in between other gaps of the vocals? What about here, at around bar 8? I place my clip here, but I cannot use the same notes. We got here an F playing. F sounds nice, and let's do a single note to make the hit patterns not too busy.
In the darkness, you shine for me. A world in shadow, uncovering, lost and wandering.
Sounds good. And the first section I don't want to overload, so I leave it like this. In the next section there's a gap around bar 18. But looking at the chords, they're playing a C, so again another variant.
Lost and wandering, falling through the clouds, but there you are to lead the way. Finally, I can see.
Again at bar 25, there's a good place and it's again a C. Same at bar 33. Now we enter the second half of the song and can speed up when things have to happen. At bar 40, it's an F I have to insert. Always check after making some changes. Theory is always nice, but it's far more important if it fits in practice. But this is a really pleasant interplay between the lead vocals and the assets, so I can continue the same for the next two parts. For the last part though, the vocals getting more dense. And this is as well the part I need later on for pushing the break into the next drop. Better for doing without the additional hits. Just a quick playthrough to check if everything is working in context.
In the darkness, you shine for me. All in shadow, uncovering. Lost and wandering, falling through the clouds, but there you are to lead the way.
And here we go. Stay tuned for the last part, and thank you for watching.